everybody's ready to watch the game.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Beyond the Gate with Dustman and Nate. I'm Dustman, and to bring you another episode of Beyond the Gate, my dog Nate.
What's up, everybody? Nate here, and on this week's episode, we have none other than Mr. Michael Mandujano on.
Oh, yeah.
I've known Mike for a real long time, rode on K9 together way back in the day, and we're going to get to know his whole story and everything he's got going on this year.
Yeah, and I think this might be one of the ones that you know the person a little bit better than I do.
Yeah, it's actually, that's possible.
Yeah, so
We've known each other for almost since I started racing, pretty much.
Yeah, roundabout. We rode for K9, and that's about 10 years ago now.
Yeah, we were in K9 for, it was probably like 5-6 years.
Yeah, I rode for K9 the entire time it existed. I don't really know how many years that was, but it was quite a few.
Yeah, and I was there from like, I think, a quarter of when they started and then all the way to the end.
shout out to Earl. Great guy.
Yeah,
Great guy.
thanks, Earl, for everything.
Yep.
Appreciate you always taking us around in the van.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right, so let's get it started off with your bio. Where, when did you start?
Been racing since probably about 3. I didn't get a strider like most kids, which kind of sad about. Probably could have got out there
Dude,
sooner.
I know.
My little sister got one and she just took off right away.
Yeah.
But I probably about 3 was starting to ride a bike at home with no training wheels. Came out to Rockford because of one of my brother. You know my brother Kevin.
Yeah, I grew up racing him.
Yeah, you guys always went back and forth. But yeah, no, I came out here because Jordan Grider got us out here because of Kevin. They played football together, and I just came out here and started riding. And it's one of the best things I've ever done.
Yeah. All right, so what's your full name? Give me your full name.
Yeah.
Michael Timothy Patrick Mandujano.
Oh, that is the whole name.
There we go.
We got four names here.
And where are you from?
Rockford, Illinois.
Rockford. And what class you riding in?
1720 expert.
Right, and you're gonna ride cruiser too?
Yep.
Right on. And we went through how many years you've been riding.
Yeah.
Who are you riding for this year?
I'm riding for Factory Road.
Yeah. Cool.
Dustin
Yeah.
Jacobs.
Yeah.
Coach Nate. Coach Dustin over here.
Our RIPT riders have been hoarding, the show a little bit, but I mean that's okay.
We want everyone to get to know everyone here because we want to give everyone some spotlight, and we're gonna get to it.
Yeah, I mean everybody we got on the team is really awesome, so I think that they all deserve a little bit of shine.
Definitely.
Especially this guy. So
Yeah, you're definitely always ramping the triple into turn 1.
right.
I love going back and forth with Nathan.
Yeah, so he's definitely one of the stylish people in Rockford. A lot of people like to watch him jump. So
Oh yeah, it's definitely gnarly.
Yep. So where was the first place that you started racing at?
Rockford. Rockford was the track I started at, and my favorite track by far. The hill's okay. Crashed there a bunch though. Just that limestone, it's slippery, man. I can't get used to it. I rode at Waukegan some when I was younger, but not too much now that I'm older. Just
It's far.
you can't get that steel that Rockford has nowhere.
That is true.
There's no track that just feels as smooth as Rockford does.
That is
It
true.
may not be the same as when I was younger, but the track still feels just as smooth.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing about around here in the Midwest that we're spoiled with Rockford.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But you go down to Florida, man, and every
It's the same
track is
thing.
like
Yeah,
that, bro.
that
Every
is
track
true.
like that.
That's why I said I tell Reagan, I told her if we ever move somewhere, it's got to be somewhere like Florida to get those tracks.
Mhm.
Because I'm not gonna
100%.
leave Rockford. I got to get something that's nice.
Right.
It also helps that you always ride Rockford because that's where all the competitions.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Ends up being
Everyone
there.
comes to Rockford.
So when you started riding out there, do you remember what your first bike was?
It was a Redline. It
Red
was
Line?
one of the stock Redlines. Got out there and just to see how I'd like it, and it was pretty fun.
The bug bites quick, that's
Yep,
for sure.
yep.
Oh,
I
yeah.
started on a red line myself too. They're pretty good starter bikes.
I feel like
Redline,
a lot of
Proline.
people do.
Was it Redline, Proline?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I remember my dad bought me one of those, and I came home from school, and he had that for me. And I was stoked, bro.
Oh yeah, dude, they're
The black
great.
one.
Heck yeah, mine was yellow.
Yeah, no, mine was the red and black one.
Yep.
All different colors right there.
That's
Oh, yeah.
awesome. The red line was they were strong in BMX, man.
Oh yeah.
They had so much out there when we were in our early 2000s.
Yeah, I was stoked to have that.
Oh yeah, 100%. Super nice
Yep.
bikes.
So that was your first bike, huh?
Yeah.
How was your first race then? You don't know a whole lot about
A
that.
little bit about it, but all I knew is my dad told me to just go out there and pedal as much as I could.
Yeah.
Right.
I was out there chasing down kids. I remember I used to look left and right all the time. I get
Yeah.
yelled at by my
You're the head
dad.
shaker.
Yep. yeah, I mean, you were young, so I mean, it's kind of hard to remember, every little detail of that.
Yeah.
But do you remember what place you got?
I'm pretty sure for my first race was like a fourth.
Fourth.
Right.
I think there was a full gate of us.
Okay.
It was right when a bunch of little kids started out.
Yeah. Okay. So how long did it take for you to get from novice to intermediate?
It was pretty fast actually. I ended up getting on before the clip rule happened. I ended up getting on clips pretty fast. So I think I had clips once I turned inner. I think I turned inner within like half a year,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got on clips, and it was so much easier, which I was kind of happy about, kind of mad about. Wish I stayed on flats longer.
Right.
It's, like you see Ryder out there with how much skill he has riding
Mhm.
flats.
That's true.
And I moved to expert within a couple months afterwards. Like it was way faster than I thought it was gonna be.
Right on.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good thing.
I mean,
There's a lot of people out there that are still,
sandbags.
Yeah, years, and they still
100%.
haven't got it.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
And when you were moving up through those classes, do you remember who you were battling with the most back then? Like, who was your big competition then?
Back then, Gavin Fruwalt,
Yep.
Ryder Ward, Henry Chesnick.
Yeah.
It was pretty much us four just battling back and forth every single weekend. There was space on Micah.
Roberts.
Yep, Micah Roberts.
Yep, I remember
I know
him.
his dad still races. He's kind of out of it. Forget his name. He rides for the team that Imogen used to be on. Nate. Is it
State line.
Yep.
State
You know
line.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's 1720. He's got that blue speed line.
Yeah.
Speed coat.
Oh,
Yeah.
yep. I do remember his name.
Yep. I just spaced it on his name, but it was pretty much us four
Yeah.
every week, and then a couple would go back and forth some weeks. Some would crash, go back up in the ranks. We had full gates every week at Rockford.
Right.
Yeah.
It's always packed there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got lucky having all those people getting to ride with.
Oh yeah, I loved it. It was probably one of the best experiences having so many kids close to my age.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing as nowadays. There's so many kids coming to
Yeah.
Rockford.
That's
We're having
why-
full gates every week.
That's why I was loving getting, like, when I was put with you all last year.
Yeah.
Because, getting to ride with you guys, that's where everyone's hungry at, and everyone's, always battling.
Oh no! As soon as you said something like, "Oh, can I jump in the gate?" We were like, "Yeah, just do it."
yeah.
It's so much more fun.
Yeah, I've hopped in there a couple times when I was in the moto after it. But, it's
Yeah.
alright.
I did that and it wasn't on purpose that one time, remember?
Yeah.
I got in your class. I looked up and I'm like, man, these kids are I thought my class is doubled in speed, bro. I'm like, look up in my class and I'm like, what? And it's not even my class, bro. It was y'all, dude. It was you guys, and everybody's right next to me. Most of the time, I'm already gone.
Yeah.
I'm looking around, how the hell?
That's the best stuff. That's why I love when we do the pro-ams.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, it's great getting everyone to ride together.
Yep.
They need to make them all pro-ams so you can come races this
Oh,
year.
I know. For
Oh,
sure,
yeah,
for
100%.
sure.
I
Yeah.
hope they do, man.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely get some in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But so when you were intermediate now it's an intermediate, who was one of your favorite pros to watch when you were growing up?
Mike Day.
Mike Day.
I still got a poster of him back in my house signed. I know Nathan was there when he came to
Yep.
Rockford.
I got the same poster,
Yep.
dude. It is
Everyone's got the
awesome.
same
Heck
poster.
yeah.
I just had to reframe
I
it because
love
the
it.
glass broke.
Yep.
365 Mike Day, man. He
All
is
the time, man.
dude, his skill and the rhythm is
Yeah, he is so.
And Sam Willoughby. Sam
Yeah.
Willoughby before the crash happened. The guy was
Insane,
super
top of the
fast.
top.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And the
I
hard
remember
workers,
coming-
man.
We had the Midwest Nationals. They give out the pro cards and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I always collected. I remember Sam Willoughby, Elise Willoughby.
Yeah.
And then we had Mike Day, and then Connor was sort of coming in there, but he wasn't as big as he is now.
Right.
You had a Herminator in there,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. God, man, I raced Terminator.
That
He
guy's
was the
fast.
only one that I didn't beat at the Midwest one year.
Yeah.
Everybody crashed out of the gate. And only 3 of us were up. It was me, Elijah Wan, and Chris Fox. I think that was
Yeah.
the only 3 that were up, and everybody else God, I don't remember who all fell. I know Jeff Upshaw fell. The Herminator fell. There's quite a few dudes that fell,
Yeah.
top guys. Me and Elijah were the only ones that weren't really known like that. Everybody else
Yeah.
was way known. NAG one, World one.
Yeah.
And me and him were the only ones that were up besides him. Dude, we were like, yeah, bro. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh no, you guys got to come back. And we're like, oh,
That's the worst thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
you have
Oh,
to
restart.
get crashed before it's 30
yeah,
foot.
bro.
Yep.
And then they got up and then they whooped us.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, we got pretty good though. I mean, it wasn't too bad, but yeah.
You know, Elijah's been out there. He's
Yeah.
one of the other pros I looked up to because family. And
Right.
and wish the man would come back and race some more, but
Yeah.
he's been getting so
He's
good on
He'll be back.
flats.
He'll be back.
He'll be there. So he'll be there.
Yeah, he's just been doing his
He's
thing.
doing his own thing.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
with,
no,
like,
it's definitely helping him out a lot.
Coaching and boxing and stuff. He'll be there. He'll be back.
Yeah. He's doing his own thing right now. It's all good.
Yeah. We'll see you at the track, OD.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so let's get back to that. Going into expert class, what did you like get into new bikes until then, or?
Yeah, so around the time that I was turning in between intermediate and experts when I
Mhm.
started to race for RPM, which
Mhm.
when the teams used to be on,
Yeah.
they had, I think I got a brand new frame. I had it powder coated and hydro dipped. I think you seen some of my frames.
Yeah,
So
I remember all the hydro drip
Yep.
frames
Yep.
back in the day that you had,
I was
man.
the first one to come out there with them.
Yep, they were
Everyone
so
loved them.
cool.
I had the flames, blue flames on the cruiser, blue flames on the 20-inch, green flames on the cruiser, and then I had the opposite color for the rims. I had to bring out the stealth hubs.
Yeah.
My dad suited me up with everything, titanium spokes. So as soon as I turned expert, I was going to every single national with those
Yeah,
nice ass
Yeah,
bikes.
yeah, and that was Deanna Lang and Brandon Lang.
Yep.
Yeah, and I just actually talked to Deanna like not too long ago, and I told her like she's like a second mom to me, bro.
Yeah, no, I hear they're doing pretty well. I've had
Yeah.
a few conversations with
Yep,
them.
she's doing pretty good. She looks a lot better. We're glad to hear that.
Yeah.
But Brandon and them, dude, they were that was just so fun. Like that was definitely one of the most memorable years of racing when I was younger. Going to nationals was when I was on RPM.
Oh yeah, I love those frames. They were way ahead of their time.
Mm-hmm,
They felt so smooth. I never had no problems with the frame.
Yeah.
But then again, I was also little, so there was no break in a frame.
Right,
at my age.
right back then. But at the same time, we were still jumping like
Oh,
crazy
yeah.
back then.
Yeah.
I remember
so-
jumping, trying everything I could back then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I remember one of the times we actually just got back from a national. My dad forgot to tighten my wheel on the RPM,
Mm-hmm.
and I was manualing, and the front wheel just straight off.
Oh
and
no.
snapped the front of my fork end. That
Dang.
was a bad day. I flipped straight over, face
Yeah.
planted into the dirt.
Yeah,
Oof.
yep, I've had that happen too.
Bad
It's-
time.
You just forget sometimes. You take the bike out, it looks tight
Yeah.
enough. You start riding and it just
Right, or
pops
dad
right
just
off.
didn't tighten the bolts. You know,
Yeah.
like you just pick it up and go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it's not your fault.
Was RPM the first frame you got, or not frame? Team you got onto?
Yeah.
Sick.
I'm pretty sure from what I can recall, RPM was the first like real team that I was on.
Right on.
Everything else was kind of just, I think I was wearing like custom jerseys and stuff like that. And then after RPM, I went more to K9, and I was pretty much on K9 that whole time from
Right
when
on.
you were there until it ended. And I stopped racing for, I think, like 2-3 years after that.
Mm-hmm.
And then came back and got on S squared. Now I'm back off S squared, coming racing for you guys.
Right on.
That's awesome. That's a nice little journey.
Yeah, definitely. Glad
Yeah.
that you found home here at the factory RIPT team, because
Mm-hmm.
great addition to it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty stoked to have him.
Yeah, I could only assume.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that all the teammates are pretty stoked to have him too.
Yeah, I've been wanting to put in some work this year, and it's gonna be a great team working with you guys. Having Nathan coach me on my gates, Dustin coach me with the track skills,
Mm-hmm.
and just getting a all around like good education from
Oh
both you
yeah,
guys.
I think that you'll definitely start taking off for sure. I mean, you're already
100%.
fast. So.
100%.
I don't know what's happening, man. I ain't been training. I just been riding as much as I can, and that's really all it takes.
Right.
Mhm.
Everyone out there like trying to do all these training programs, but like you see some of these guys out there just training muscles and stuff. You need riding.
Right.
How you gonna
exactly.
get
You gotta get better at riding your bike
Yeah.
if you want to get better at riding your
Yeah,
bike.
exactly. And that's what I think too. Even as a kid, like they're working out at 5-6 years old. Why?
It's for the birds.
Get good on
Just
the
go
bike.
ride.
Right.
Yeah,
Get
just
good on
go
the
ride.
bike. You don't go get a machine gun when you don't know how to shoot.
Yeah.
You got to learn how to shoot first, then go get the machine gun.
Right.
There's so many kids out there that I just see working in the gym, and it's like, what are you guys doing? Like,
right.
I mean, I understand your dad wants to push you. You want you to be the greatest out there, but like, you're not gonna get better from no track skill.
Right.
Work on your track skill, and then once you develop that, then you start working on those core muscles, working
Yeah.
on your legs.
Yep. You gotta crawl before
Mostly,
you walk.
most of the time it will be your legs, but you get a little bit of arms so you can get that snap going. But most of the time, you just need to work on your bike skill first.
And ride and build your muscles.
Yep.
100%
Ride,
does.
you ride, you will get stronger.
Oh yeah, I was watching the videos last night from me racing last year around this time because the Snapchat memories keeps popping up in it. I was so far behind everyone compared to the
Mhm,
gates. I look at my gates and I'm like doing a wheelie all the way to 30 foot.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's happening. And I look at the videos from Grands and the Nationals kind of towards the end of the year, and it just looks so much better.
Yep. Yep. That's the thing. You learn on your little bit of mistakes and get better and better and better and better. And that people just kind of give up on me. So, I'm done. I can't do
There's so many people that think they plateau and stuff, and I felt like that for a little while. But
Yeah.
like it's
You get there, but you got to push through it in
Yeah.
order to keep climbing.
Right.
started riding some more, and it just kept increasing in speed.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's go with one of your biggest crashes.
So one of my biggest ones was actually with Henry Chesnick, and wasn't even in racing. We weren't even racing. We were going down last year to Rockford. It was when we had I think it was doubles all through straight race, so same as usual. And then we had the step table, which needs to bring it back. I
Yeah,
miss that step table.
I do too. That's a
That-
nice jump.
Mhm.
It's so fun having the big table, but like it's just so much bigger. But
Mhm.
then when we had that the double where the little bumps are, where we had that long flat stretch,
Mm-hmm.
and we had that double. I think I was coming down last straight, and he was just going, and I don't know what I did. If I flipped, if I manualed too wrong, or if it was just too late and caught my front wheel, but I flipped over the bars, hit my chin because the helmet wasn't tight enough, and he crashed. His pedal, when we were still on flats, his pedal hit my back right in the corner of my shoulder, like my collarbone area, right behind my shoulder blade, and it left a symbol that looked like the Monster logo. Energy
Oh, wow.
drinks. I remember
Damn.
my mom posted a picture of it and put the Monster logo right next to it. It was the funniest shit, but that shit hurt. My
Yeah,
chin
I
was
believe
busted
that.
open. My back was cut up. It was a long couple weeks healing up for a little bit.
I believe that.
All right. So, what about any? What's your favorite gate to come out of?
Yeah.
Gate probably depending on the track, like Rockford. I love middle. I just like being able to decide. Sometimes gate 8's really nice at Rockford because you high low. Dustin does it all the time.
Yep,
See
I fell
me do
victim
it.
to that a lot.
Yep, Nathan I got him last time we raced together. I was just
Yep.
watching that video. I was in gate 8 and he was in gate 1. He came over hard and I just high load and was able to get right under him.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then but like you go to somewhere that's like where Walworth was
Mhm.
and you take that inside, you always want the inside.
Right.
You don't want nothing else besides that inside.
Right. Indoor,
True.
inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
There-
won't want anything.
But you don't want like gate 1 though. You want like that like gate 2, maybe 3, so you're not hugging all the way to that white
Yeah,
line.
yeah. Unless you can get a good gate and
That-
kind of get over there,
Yeah.
but either that, you still want that inside.
It's so chaotic at these indoor tracks, man.
It is.
You got these turns that are like the size of this room with
For
like
real.
10 fast guys trying to get in there. Like,
Yeah, definitely. So it's not if somebody's gonna crash, it's when they do.
Yeah,
They definitely
it
are
really
going
is.
to,
That's
So
true. Everyone trying to file down into one, like a single file almost because the
Yeah.
turn's barely wide enough to hold a person.
and there's only
you-
one spot where you can go that's
Right.
packed enough.
it's fun to watch though.
Yeah, it's so easy
Oh,
to
yeah.
send people up and over.
Yeah.
That's why I don't go to many of these winter nationals, man. I can't deal with these little tracks.
Yeah.
I'm a kicker. I don't start out front, which I need to start working on, but I'm a kicker. I start from behind and work my way back, which I kind of like because everyone else is worried.
Right.
There's so many
Mhm.
guys. I remember when I was younger, kids' dads used to sit out in the turns and volunteer so they could help out.
Right.
They could yell to the kids saying, I was about to go low in this turn. Just didn't work.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
only a few kids like Ryder and Nathan that kind of picked up on it,
Mm-hmm.
and it just
Yeah.
developed really good.
For a very long time, I remember you like always riding the white line in the last corner in
Yeah.
Rockford. You're super good at carrying speed, and just staying on it.
I
That's
actually
crazy.
don't even know how I do that, man. It just, for some reason, it just feels so comfortable. I think it's what Yvonne says. I always stick out my elbows and my knees. They get pissed off. They get so mad at me. They literally, they posted making fun of me because I stick out my elbows and knees so far when we're at like the indoor and at Rockford. But that's just how I get my balance.
Right.
Sticking it out so far.
That's
Just
how you good block. Block good too. So
Block, keeps
either
your
way.
balance, and it keeps your center of gravity lower too.
Mm-hmm.
oh
Because
yeah.
you're squatting down.
Yep. So what is your besides Rockford? You said that's your favorite track.
Yeah.
What besides that one? What is your favorite track? You've been to a lot, right?
Yeah, I've been all over the place. I a couple Florida tracks, but that was mostly when I was younger. The last I guess nicer track that I went to was probably DeSoto. I went there for the national last year, and that track was really nice.
Yeah.
It was underneath this kind of like a tent kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
but it was big. It was still like a bigger track, which
Mhm.
was my favorite thing. So it was rain, didn't bother us. There was wind, didn't bother us. Nothing. And the track just flowed so good for not being a sealed track.
Right.
Right on.
It's definitely probably my second favorite track.
I've seen that track so many times on like Transit and like people posting it. You know,
It's so
and
fun.
that's
It looks
Chris.
so sick.
That's Chris's place too.
Yep.
Mhm.
That place is, you know, it's an awesome track.
Yeah.
I definitely want to get down there.
Yeah, no, this
Definitely.
year I'll be definitely going out for the national this year.
Yeah.
So
Got some buddies in Texas we'll stay with.
Yeah.
sick. What's the best national story you got? Like you said, you've been to something like it doesn't even have to involve like racing. It could just be like a good national story.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah.
Last year was my first year after like working on my own, just riding as much as I can and going from not even being close to Meyer and Yvonne and Julian to getting 3 second places at Midwest.
Right on.
Like I was coming out those gates and I was getting beat by all these guys at all these nationals. I went to the DeSoto one. I went to I think there was 2 Texas ones that I went to. There was the Rockford one. There was the Wisconsin one and stuff. But the Rockford one was the best one. I came out that gate and high low in first turn and was able to pass them.
Okay.
And then we were going down third and I got shoved up second turn. Going down third straight. Mikey Maris is right here. Meyer's right here. I think Meyer got hit in the back wheel and flipped, and I jumped over top of their front wheel, and Ryder goes by, Manuel's right next to them, and then me and him battled on last straight, and I was able to pull a second right behind him.
Right on. That's
And then
wild.
this almost same thing happened on Sunday too. We're coming down the gate, and they get me, I go low in first turn instead of high-low, and almost get shoved back up the second turn, and then they try to shove me up last turn and crashes right there. And
Right on.
me and Ryder end up battling down last straight again almost.
So that success came from being at home track, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a home track advantage. I also made some changes right before I changed my cranks to 180s on the cruiser.
Mm-hmm.
So gates were just so much better.
Yeah.
Like I like the 180s. They snap so much better, but there's no spin.
Right.
The only reason I was able to do it was because of home track.
Right, and it's such a small hill
That
that
too.
leverage, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you
it's
don't
definitely
really
paying off there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So after doing so well at Midwest, did that continue on at the next nationals that you went to?
Yeah, I ended up the next one was the Wisconsin one,
Mhm.
the Rapids one,
Yep.
and I ended up pulling a second and a first at that national.
Right
It was
on.
only 2 days, which
Yeah.
was my first win at a national.
Right on.
I just didn't really like that one because the track kind of sucked.
Oh my!
The track was like a track in your backyard.
I don't have anything nice to say just because I got knocked out. You know, like it
Yeah.
was like.
It was such a big hill. I wish if we had that hill at Rockford, it'd be
Mhm.
so much more fun.
Oh,
Yeah,
But like the rest of the track is just so little. Like
they definitely need to add some dirt to the.
I would definitely think it needs to be a little bit bigger, but
you
it's
know,
all right. It's all right. We don't
Yeah,
need
no, it's
to
definitely
It's
just-
fun
got
track.
it's got potential.
yeah,
Let's say
it
that.
definitely does.
They just got to work on the jumps a little bit.
Yeah.
But you know, so how did the first win feel though? Even though you didn't like track, how did that feel?
Felt so good. It was my first cruiser win, and I didn't even think I was gonna do it.
Right
I
on.
ended up pulling some guys. One reason it did help me out is Javon was on flats that day because him and Meyer were messing around, which I was kind of happy about because I wanted a national win.
Right, you're right.
And
Don't
I
matter.
didn't care, man.
Yeah,
And-
W's a W.
Yeah, and I pulled out that gate, and I was ahead of Mikey Maris, and Julian wasn't in it because he had the junior men's stuff,
Mhm.
and me and Mikey just battled out for a little bit, and that was right before, I think it was right before the 30-foot. I was able just to get over almost and
Sweet.
get way far ahead of him and hold my line.
Good. That's way
So-
like
Obviously, you got a trophy for that one.
Yeah,
Yep.
that one's at home. I got one right on the podium. I got that one, and then I got Midwest one.
Yeah.
They're both
Sweet.
standing up on the little shelf in my room right next to the big track trophy that we get at Rockford.
Yeah. So is that your only win then? at a
Yeah,
national?
only win that I can really recall. The other ones, I was really young and don't remember what I did.
Right.
Like, it
Fair
was just hard to remember. I know I've got a
And
bunch
more
of
to
wins
come.
from them. Yeah.
Right.
and more to come. Many
Oh,
more
yeah.
to come.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
So alongside with BMX, what other stuff do you do outside of it?
I play volleyball and I do bowling.
Right on.
I used to wrestle in high school. I went to state for wrestling and state for bowling. I was I think 3rd in state for wrestling and 5th in state for bowling.
Right on. So like an all around athlete does
Yeah.
does it all. Right
Oh
on.
yeah, no, I love doing all the sports. I got about like a 215 average in bowling. I've been trying to get back into it, trying to bowl for some money.
Right on.
Gotta save up for these bike stuff, man. This shit's expensive.
Definitely.
And then just went and played volleyball today, and we won. We 3-0 because we do 3 sets.
Right on.
Cool.
Sick. And then so I don't know. I got nothing else.
I got nothing. So going into like your grands this year, how are you getting prepped for that?
Riding on our RIPT compound here in Freeport that Dustin works on. Loving that place.
Mm-hmm.
It's been the best thing for me. I literally was riding there and it started snowing. But
Yeah.
The place is so packed in, it was fine.
Yep.
It was in the first straight, like you were saying in your live video, it was the same as grains, and it really was.
It was.
It literally felt the same, just not as wide.
Yeah.
And
It
so I was
definitely
practicing that, and it really did help me riding that. I was able to get into Rockford. They just left the gate open for me. One of the times I didn't, had to climb the fence.
Yeah.
But they knew I was there.
Right.
So I took some riding there, and it was pretty good. Me and Imogen rode a little bit. I went there by myself, I think twice, and just got some laps in. But most of the time, it was just riding.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't really like go to many more nationals towards the end or like workout and stuff. It was just riding. I had some rollers at home I used, but I felt really good going into Grants.
And what places in NAG were you going into?
And going into Grands, I think I was sitting like 30. In cruiser in class, I didn't look at because I didn't do nationals in class this year.
Right.
But I ended up with 25 for cruiser, which for only going to a couple nationals wasn't bad.
Right.
When you look at someone like Yvonne, went to like every single national last year, got 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So what nationals are you looking at going to this year? And then are you looking at like spicing up like the training program or doing some other stuff, kind of stuff for it?
So this year I want to go to South Carolina for sure. I want to maybe try and hit Arizona because I mean it's a far national, but the tracks are never really nice. I do want to try and hit Florida nationals this year. One of them going with Team RIPT. I want to go to a Texas one, Midwest, the Wisconsin one that'll be pretty close. Pretty much those ones. For training this year, I do want to get into weightlifting.
Right on.
I want to start working out. Have you help me out with my gaits because you got great gaits. My gaits have never been the best, but
Appreciate it.
yeah, no, the way you come out the gate is just way faster. And then work with Dustin. I'm working some tracks. I've got a lot of it, but I need to work on some more and just hold my line a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to start training more sprints at home.
Yeah, sprints are a big help. They're a big help.
Starting from those flat ground sprints, I know helps out a lot, and uphill sprints.
Mm-hmm. And then like rolling sprints too, where you like have to catch the pedals and spin it.
Those ones are pretty fun. They suck though when you slip a pedal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sprints are definitely huge though. They are huge.
Oh yeah.
They make a big difference. So definitely gotta get on it.
Yeah.
Definitely. You ever ride any rollers?
Yeah, I've got my mom's house got 2 sets.
Right on.
I don't have any at my new house yet, but I'll be getting some.
Fair enough.
She's I think we actually built like a gym in the basement of her house. So I had rollers. I've got 2 sets of rollers, 2 bike trainers, which one of them fit a 26, one of them fit the 20-inch. And I'm trying to think, we had some weights there, a little treadmill. But no, the rollers are my favorite thing. They're so fun.
Right.
They teach you the balance. You got to stay straight on them. You got to focus the whole time you're on it. And you can do 30-second sprints and then just cruise and just keeps you in place. You got to go outside.
So for the little kids, I know that they like style. How did you learn how to get your style and speeds in your jumping?
Kind of just sending it. Like I started watching guys like you, and I would watch videos, and I would go slow into the clip, and I would see how you would move your body, like how you were telling me pointing and turning the bars to get that, like the full rotation of it, or like Elijah was saying, pointing your toes inward,
right?
The go-to strategy, and it really helps. I started, like a year ago, I can do whips, X up, and that's pretty much all. But I just started seeing so many kids doing this stuff, so I would watch videos of it, and I started learning. I kind of just, I stopped being scared.
Right.
If I crash, I crash. I went for the tire grab the first time, and it was scary. It really was. But as soon as I did it, my confidence shot way up that first time.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, this isn't that hard.
And
you kind of just got to
starts
reach.
Going, yeah.
So I went from that, and then I went to the tire or the seat grab. And then tried for the no-handers, but I can't get that one yet.
Yeah.
That one's a little scary. I kept trying to pinch my knees, and I can't get it. I watched the videos. I gotta commit to it is what it is.
Sure. Have you ever thought about riding a skate park?
I go a couple times.
Right.
I've just never been too good. Like I've gone to 4 Seasons. I like it, but I'm more of a track person.
Fair.
I like being able to make my own jump. I don't like where it's really lippy and you get just shot up. in the air. I like being
Fair.
able to like Rockford where it's kind of mellow and you have to make it work.
Fair.
Yeah, man, it's definitely a different style of riding.
Yeah,
Definitely a different style of riding. You know,
And knowing how to do both definitely helps.
yeah, and every time I take my tricks to the track, bro, I crash.
yeah.
And that's why when I did the backflip at Elkhorn, like, you know, like last year, the year
Yeah, I was just
before,
watching that video a couple weeks
dude,
ago.
I was like, you know, I was so nervous, like, man. Last time, like, I did a no-hander at Rockford, and I slipped my hands and busted my face, you know, like.
It's the scariest thing.
So, yeah, so I'm like, man, all right, I got all these kids saying backflip, you know, I got to do it, you know.
Yeah.
Luckily, I made it perfect both times, you know.
I know it was really clean looking.
But, yeah, it's just all about sending it, for sure.
And,
I
you
definitely
just got to
agree.
have that full commitment because if you don't commit, like literally a fraction of a second off, you're screwed.
Yeah, I definitely agree. You know, but going to the skate park definitely helped me a lot, being able to do that. You know?
I've gone to a couple, and there's the one in McChesney Park,
Mhm.
right where that old the like wooden park used to be. I know you guys have been to that one. Four Seasons was pretty fun. The skate park at Grants was actually really fun. I liked that one a lot. Doing the little stuff there. Trying to get some tricks of it, I just couldn't do them.
Yeah, that bowl is deep.
It's definitely a different style of riding and takes a bit to get used to, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Alright. So what has BMX taught you that you use in your like daily life?
So a lot of the BMX I put into a lot of my other sports.
Yeah.
I like with BMX I've been learning to turn my feet in. I've been using that when I go bowling with dragging my back foot. Use that when I've been playing volleyball when I go to hit my like the run up to jump and hit the ball. Or when I'm driving sometimes because like I tell my sister all the time, I drive like I race. I look for that opening and I just go wherever's open.
You're sitting at the stoplight like,
Yeah.
right, ready? Watch the gate.
Yeah,
Yep.
she gets a little mad at me sometimes because I always do it. But it's so much more fun having that like that mentality of like how I go into a turn at Rockford.
Mm-hmm.
I think the same way when I go to drive my car.
Yeah.
You find that opening, you cut wherever you need to get to places.
Right. And so like what about on like the mental aspect of like racing? What has that taught you like mentally as like a person?
It's really gained me a lot of confidence.
Confidence
in life.
wise?
Like before this year, I was very skittish about racing and stuff. I was always shy and nervous about it. Like, and it wasn't just racing; it was everything else with my other sports. And I started racing again, and I just started to get that no fear again, and it really helped me out wrestling. I ended up finishing my senior year being second in the state.
Sick. That's
And
awesome, dude.
I only did 3 meets
Right
at
on.
the end, which was pretty hard to do. Had to cut some weight for that. That one pretty sucked. But like the racing mentality really helped me get back into it. Same thing with volleyball. I've been putting a lot more work into it because I got that worth ethic for racing, and I tell myself, why don't you just put that towards volleyball?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely makes sense.
So this year you got new bikes coming. What kind of bikes are you gonna be running, and like what's your setup?
So this year,
Not to give away your secrets, you know, you can't give away the
Yeah.
gearing secrets.
The gearing secrets don't matter, man. They I let everyone know what I run because it doesn't matter. I'm out there pushing whatever I got to do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people are secret about them, which I don't really understand.
Yeah.
Like,
We all gotta work. I'm just
That's
gonna work
what I'm
harder. It's
saying.
fine.
Mhm.
it doesn't matter what gear you put on your bike.
Yeah.
I got we're getting sponsored by Kawahara, or well, at least we got a deal on them. So I got the Kawahara frames coming in from Japan,
Mhm.
and then I'll have a buddy of mine, Caleb Dunson. He's got me some Octane forks. They're full carbon. They look just like the Speedline ones in the box. They're like a child of the box and Speedline ones, and they run amazing. Love how they feel. I'm gonna be down to 175s this year, so hopefully I can start spinning a little bit more.
Spin does help. You gotta
Yeah.
spin to win sometimes.
I got the good gates from the 180s, but I want to go back to that fast third pedal. So
Right.
I'm back down to 175s. I just got a brand new set of Pro Max ones for the Cruiser, and then some just cheaper ones for the 20-inch. Because I mean, your cranks don't really matter; it's the bottom bracket that matters.
Mhm.
So that way you can
Basically, yeah.
spin that because of bearings.
Unless you got DXRs.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Love those cranks, man. They ain't worth the money, man.
No.
They're so fucking expensive.
Yeah, people love them.
I do. They look
Might
great.
as well get Shimano Saints, to be honest.
That's what
I
I ran
know,
for a
I like
long
'em.
time.
Mhm.
They look the same.
Yeah.
It's just the color.
They
It's really
are
good.
the same. They're just the older ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For handlebars, I don't know if I'm gonna switch it up this year because I've been having some people say that they think my bars are a little bent,
Mhm.
but I like the size of them. So if I do, it'll be same size bars. I've got Fate. That's the brand.
Okay,
I know you wrote his friend for a little bit. I love the bars. They feel great. I like the size. Elijah wanted to put me on them last year. He was like, "You're riding little ass bars. You're gonna ride these." I like, okay. And it sucked for the first
Right.
week, but
Right.
it felt so much better. Like it was hard to do an
Feel
extra.
comfortable, yeah.
Yeah, but it overall manualing
Yeah.
rhythm, everything felt so much smoother. And those are I think 8.5 inch, 9 inch rides. So they're big bars.
Right.
They're like street bars.
Right.
But I just run my stem all the way at the bottom, and it feels so much better. For wheels this year, sticking with the Onyx, which you can't go wrong with Onyx.
Yeah.
Either
Uh-huh.
Onyx or Stealth, man. Like,
Yep,
and
yep,
you can't find
definitely.
Stealth nowhere. It's so hard.
Yeah.
Unless you want to get them snipers, man.
Yeah.
I got put on them snipers at Grants from T-Bone. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
They good.
Woo.
I hear good things.
Oh my
They
god.
look good.
Yeah, they're great. Check them out.
And then E6 carbon rims, which I'll probably end up keeping. They custom made them for me with chrome lettering, so there's only a couple of them out there, which is pretty nice. And then the frame will be painted in this by Cody, and it'll be painted in this. It's like a midnight blue kind of color with a glittery effect to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna have chrome stickers for the forks and chrome stickers for the frame. Might get the forks painted the same color as the frame so it matches.
Right.
Like how
Sick.
Cedric K did, where he's got the forks and the frame
Mhm.
kind of matching,
Mm-hmm.
and then stickers are same color.
Right.
But I haven't fully decided yet because I know it's kind of iffy to powder coat carbon.
Yeah.
But most of the parts will stay the same this year. Gearing ratio, I went up for 20 inch and
Mhm.
it felt a lot better at Grants, so I'm gonna stick with that. It's like a 45-15, but the cruiser I'm gonna stick with a 40-17 because I mean it's about what all of our cruiser riders race.
Right.
It's really close, if not the same, and it feels great. If anything, maybe go down 1 or 2 teeth just for shorter tracks, but
Mhm.
like Rockford, stay the same.
Heck yeah. Well, I think that's about it. I mean, unless you got some more.
Yeah, I don't got any more from Michael. I think that wraps it up pretty much for us.
Yeah, it was
Do you have
great.
anyone you'd like to thank?
Thanking my family, like my dad, for pushing me as hard as I am when I was younger. I hated it at the time, but I'm happy for the worth ethic now. Like it really helped me out. Thankful for Team RIPT over here picking me up, helped me out this year. Going to be going to some nationals. Going to be working hard, training, getting the rest of the team set up. And thankful for the guys over at Fly, sent me these helmets. Got me the new
Pretty
one
nice.
this year. Some new gear. These are the old jerseys. This was S squared and the Rockford BMX jersey. I'm really thankful to those guys.
Jerseys of old. About to get into a
Oh, yeah.
ripped one.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for that RIPT jersey to come in.
Yes, sir.
Nice colors we're getting. It's gonna look clean with the new gear kit.
Yeah, I can't wait. And I can't wait to watch the fire that we put under your butt when you get out there and race.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Definitely feels a little different when you put on another jersey, you know. And
Special factor team jersey.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I get that feeling. I know how it is.
Oh yeah.
So we're excited to have you.
Thanks.
Yeah, yeah.
And we really appreciate you coming on and giving us your time to come ask
Yeah,
ask
nice.
questions by us.
I love it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Been watching the show for a little while now, and it's always good videos. That was so funny.
Appreciate it.
Listening to you guys.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you know, we're just mingling a little bit. You know,
Just talking, having a good time, but
Yeah.
getting to know everyone, and
Yeah.
hopefully y'all like the same kind of content.
yeah,
So
giving everybody a chance to give their little bit of spotlight. I think
Yeah.
that everybody deserves a little bit, and I mean, hopefully people are watching, So,
Yeah.
with that, we got some people that we'd like to thank.
yep. Thanks to T-Bone. Thanks to Gate 9. Thanks to Dye Jobs Apparels. Mega Design Group. RIPT over here, the man himself.
Yep. ProGate, EVB Products. I think that's about it.
Yep. Thank you guys for watching, and y'all have a great night. Till the next one.
Ready to watch the game?